the state of a person that wants to have a partner or wants a relationship or wants to meet a girl can, especially when it's something that's like really the focus of a guy, can create this aura of desperation and also at the same time taking the focus off of things that are significantly important for being attractive. The combination of a time where a person may be not in the greatest place that they should be for a partner, that combination with desperation, and like, I think this would be a very valuable too, like, people say, oh, don't be too desperate for it, but what does that actually mean? What does that look like in a real world sense, in a practical sense, that a person is being desperate? So let's spend like a quick second, everybody giving their own thought. I'll start. So when I think of somebody that's desperate, I think of a person that when they have, let's say, a girl that they like, that they want to get to know, they are constantly trying to put themselves around her, like even in the most inopportune times, randomly, like even if they're not necessarily having a presence there, they're always trying to be around that person. That's one aspect of desperation I think of. How about you guys?
Something that comes to mind is when somebody compromises who they are or their priorities, just so that way they can get the girl. I think that's something when somebody is desperate that they do.
I think there's a difference between desperation and just bold intentionality. And I think you can be aware as a guy that you're doing the most and you're putting yourselves in all of these places where you think this girl might be or whatever. And I don't necessarily think that's desperate. It all begins with where you're placing your value. I think, for me, I think of desperation as you are displacing your value and identity for this person or for a relationship. Because I think you can be somebody who's grounded, you know your identity, you've got your own thing going on, and yet you're extravagantly showing that you want to be with somebody or trying to get someone's attention. I don't think that's desperation. I think that's just, it can be just a bold intentionality and pursuit of this person. I think
I'd love to dive into that once Nick gives his. I think we should dive into that.
I think there's a difference between that, somebody who's just bold like that, and someone who's desperate. Because you can be desperate and still not. You can have a sense of desperation and still not be bold. It's all internal, and so you're not doing all these things to get this girl's attention, but inside you are desperate to the point where like your emotional well-being is dependent on this girl's attention. That's just as desperate.
Oh, there's so much there.
I think I'm going to piggyback off that a little bit. I think in any degree when this person's attention focus on you affects your mental well-being, meaning let's say let's say for example, a girl you might be interested in shows even the slightest hint of affection towards another person and your days are ruined, that to me is desperation. If you, let's say, ask someone out and let's say they even say yes, but then they're like, nah, that's it for me, and your whole world comes crashing down, like to me that's also a sense of desperation.